Kia ora, good morning. Welcome to Friday, March the 17th, 2023. Happy St. Patrick's Day for those that are that way inclined. Gone are the days when I used to go out bar hopping on St. Patrick's Day. Seems like just yesterday, but honestly, it really wasn't. Alright, talking about today's ramble. Consumption is kind of on my mind. Consumption and probably storage, but consumption again. Uh, Dawn's currently in Ohio. She's doing a round trip, catching up with kids and doing some more stuff around the house, um, the homestead there, I should say. But I'm down here looking after the baby chicks and the dogs, and getting ready for the fairly substantial cold snaps that are coming through in the next 3 days. So another another fun time. I don't know quite what that is. Dawn always seems to disappear up to Ohio whenever the really cold weather kicks in down here in Tennessee. Mind you, of course, it's colder up there. Maybe she loves it so much that she wants to actually go back to it even colder, but I doubt that that's the case. Anywho, consumption. We had a fairly good rain last night, so I've just come back in from emptying the rain barrels. I'm not sure how much we got overnight, but added easily another 60 gallons. I'm not accurately measuring this. We've got a 3 gallon bucket that we're using to transfer at the moment. It's good exercise and highly manual, but yeah, easily 60 gallons, probably more like 70. We had a couple of the barrels, one that was full, and that there are over 30 gallons each. So one that was full, one that was three quarters full, and the other two were fairly up there as well. So yeah, 60 gallons or so. So we've got pretty good water situation at the moment. One more pour and our third tote is completely full. We have been using water, of course, so that means we go back to top ups again. But at least I know that the system works. And I've talked about storage and usage requirements before, without going through that whole math ramble. We're currently using less water than what we're actually replacing it with. So that kind of leads me to thinking about consumption. And this is the case too because we've also got the inverter and the replacement slash new EG4 5 kilowatt hour battery running. So while we wait for the solar to attach to that, it's currently effectively running off the Delta Pro to all intents and purposes, because really it's not powering much at the moment in the shed until we complete our wire out, and it is keeping the bird warmer warm, 24/7. So it's kind of a ass about kite, donkey before the cart, however you want to call it. A kind of a reverse situation where the solar is actually going through almost the least capable unit. But again, consumption. We're not consuming a lot of power in the trailer. We don't have a lot of utilities that really require it. And when they do require it, we obviously have plenty of power. But what it does mean is that the generator on days like today, which is pretty cloudy, is probably going to have to come into play. I am still working to reset the BMS. It's still proving to be a bit of a pain, so I am letting the EcoFlow run right down. Left it on last night. It's actually sitting almost at rock bottom, but of course a little bit of solar's coming through, so yeah, it's probably not going to quite hit bottom, and unless I detach the solar, which I may or may not do. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, point of it is consumption. When you are connected to the grid, you're connected to city water and all these things. You just turn a tap and stuff comes out. You don't think about this really. I mean, you think about it when you get your water bill or your power bill and go, oh my god, I have to turn some lights off or something. But when you are in a situation where you have limited resources, or at least limited right here, right now, resources, at a particular moment in time, you do consciously and subconsciously think about these things, and I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's just something that's kind of evolved, and I've mentioned it before, where it's almost like clock watching. When you're watching time tick, you're getting to the end of a fairly horrible work day, and you just want the clock to tick out. So you're almost consciously checking those minutes as they actually tick. But when you're actually living effectively off grid, then you are more conscious of what you're actually using, and I think that's actually a good thing. But the balance from a mentor perspective is finding that sweet spot, I guess, where you have enough, so you don't need to clock watch it. You want to be able to keep your consumption noted, I guess, or at least record that. And that's something we'll probably do further down the line. But it's definitely part of your day by day routine, in terms of actually checking things and making sure that stuff is running and all of that good stuff. So the balance against that, of course, is storage, and that's something that we don't have a balance with yet, because we're not really in a place where we know what our final consumption is likely to be. We've got plenty now. We're going to have overkill when all the panels arrive and we get those set up. So anyway, something to think about. The kettle is boiled. I'm going to make a cup of coffee and warm up. And I hope that you all have a great Friday, St. Patrick's Day, and take care. Chat again soon. Ciao.